It's Christmas time again. Your favorite shoe cookies. It's the season of love where miracles happen.
Welcome to December 22nd. We made it past the solstice, and today's story is honoring our sun, the return of the light in so many ways and at so many levels. So I hope you will enjoy this part 1 today and part 2 tomorrow. It is called A Delightful Encounter. At first there wasn't much to see. In fact, there was nothing to see. To an ordinary eye, that is. The space looked black and empty. No sounds, no light sources, no movement whatsoever. And still, life was on the move. How so, you wonder? Well, don't ask me, I'm not a scientist. I'm a storyteller. Anyway, as I'm as curious as you, I'll set out to find the answer. As I said, life was on the move. A small party of travelers was on the move. Deep in his soul, he had always had the feeling that he was destined to travel the vast universe. It didn't really make sense to him, because he hadn't become an astronaut or a sci-fi writer or anything remotely connected to space. Anyway, he couldn't help but becoming filled with joy and excitement when he looked up into the sky and beyond. There was a life purpose entangled with the purpose of life, drawing his attention to it. There was an adventure out there for him. What would it be like? Am I to conquer new territory? Am I to invent something awesome for the inhabitants of this universe? Am I to discover something so unique that tales would be told about it in the future? His imagination wandered in many directions as his daydreaming state took over. Oh, I wonder. He looked across the vast sea. He felt like he was merging with the beach as his bare feet sunk into the sandbed and got swallowed by the water and sand surrounding them. Now I know what it feels like to be a sea plant. He giggled. The rays of the sun hit the surface of the sea. It was intense. It was breathtaking. It was beautiful, almost beyond comprehension. He was standing directly in front of the sun, and the intensity of its rays, a beautiful line was formed on the surface of the sea. Sparkles occurred from this meeting between the sun and the sea. Oh, it was so pretty! It was pure magic. His heart opened wide, and he took a deep breath to get the full bliss of the sight in front of him. It was indeed beautiful and blissful at the same time. He took another deep breath and fell into a meditative state. Suddenly, music was in the air around him too. He tried to see the source of it, but his feet were solidly planted in the sand and he couldn't turn. His attention was, however, drawn to another baffling encounter as the rays of the sun on the surface of the sea began growing. The sparkles intensified. They multiplied over and over. Are my eyes playing tricks with me? The sparkles continued to rise from the magical meeting just above the surface of the sea and began filling the air. Still growing in numbers, they began forming into something. Is this the strong light that changes my vision, or is this happening? He wasn't sure of anything. At first, he couldn't see what it was, but slowly a shape occurred. Oh my, how can this be? The sparkles elegantly formed a bridge of light. As his eyes followed the fascinating magic that was happening right in front of him, he noticed that the bridge led from the surface of the sea and all the way up into the sky towards the sun. It was tricky for him to understand, but he would insist that the bridge continued straight into the sun. The scenario got more and more visible as it thickened in the air. He would now swear that there was a huge golden bridge right before his eyes. And it did in fact go straight from the sun down to the surface of the sea in front of him. The bridge of light was shining so bright that anything dense and weary dissolved instantly in the presence of this amazing creation. He wanted to move forward, but he was still stuck in the sand. Instead, he soaked it all in: the golden bridge, the warmth, the upliftment he felt in his own body as it was being filled with light. It lifted his spirit higher, and he felt the warmth making him cozy and comfortable. He took another deep breath, just because it felt good. Delightful. Just as this sensation had captured him completely, a new change of events took place. Can it be? Can it really be? He had to ask himself as he tried to focus towards the bright side. It surely seemed as if someone was coming down the bridge from the direction of the sun. Really? He couldn't trust his eyes on this one. Yes, various outlines were now visible. A whole bunch of beings were walking towards him. He slightly panicked as an instinctive response to the weird scenario. Then he realized that the blissful state was much more reassuring and comforting. Yes, it was unbelievable, and yes, he couldn't explain it, but his innate sense of knowing, combined with the blissful state that the whole experience had put him in, well, that was encouraging his curiosity and adventurous soul to take part in the unfolding events. This is actually quite exciting. I wonder who and what they are. As of now, he was not worried at all. The whole scenario itself was so high vibe that whatever or whoever came from beyond to Earth could only be coming with good intentions. Nothing else would be possible. As the beings came closer, he began noticing their resemblance with ordinary humans. Odd. For so long we've been certain that aliens looked way different than us, and that seems to be not true. The party of beyond approached him slowly. They were probably as many as 100. The head of the group came forth. Da 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 da. Okay, cliffhanger. We are saving the rest of the story till tomorrow. I wish you a beautiful and abundant day today. Bye for now.